Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of a Mindplex podcast. We are here in Singapore covering the SuperAI conference, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with Azi Mandias, founder of Zo, which is a decentralized messaging and app protocol aimed to enable novel forms of social coordination. Previously a crypto advisor and EIR at Steel Perlot, and one of his main goals is to onboard the next billion users to a sovereign communications network. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So first of all, tell us all about Zo.
Yeah, so Zo is a protocol and an application. Our end vision is to build Web3 WeChat with agents as the mini app standard. And on the protocol side, we have a network of federated nodes that utilizes a CRDT, conflict-free replicated data type, to essentially enable peer-to-peer replicated messages in a decentralized and sovereign way.
Okay, cool. And then you were talking about, when I was reading about it, it was talking about having an operating system for coordinating humans and autonomous intelligence. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you know the famous paper in AI, it's called Attention is All You Need. And the paper basically generalizes that to essentially enable increase in model and sort of LLM performance. You need to increase sort of the attention and the basically algorithms around that. And one of the core ideas I have is coordination is all you need. And what that means is even if you have all the compute and intelligence in the world, if you don't know how to use it and coordinate it in the right way, it's useless. And our goal is to build fundamentally a new operating system in that sense, where basically agents are also first-class citizens. And the operating system is sovereign in the sense that you, the user, can run a node on your laptop. To me, that is the the epitome of what I'm after, where basically every user has their own personal server. We call it a Zo pod. It can run on any computing device, whether it be a Raspberry Pi or a laptop. And I want you to basically own all of your messages and the network that you utilize. And then my whole theory is that the goal that we're aspiring towards is, in the future, I expect basically a whole network, millions of agents to exist. Each one could be fine-tuned on a different culture or language or specialty. If you look at ChatGPT, it's a single expert. If you look at Mistral, which is this AI company that really pushed forward this notion of mixture of experts. So basically, the Mistral model, when you interact with Mistral, there's 4 agents actually, and it uses a gating function to send the query to the most appropriate agent. What we believe is the future is a network of expert topography, where basically there are millions of agents, they're all connected using basically our messaging protocol, and you can basically interact with each of these agents. And when your personal agent has a query that it can't easily resolve, so imagine if you ask your personal agent a very specific question regarding Mandarin or something that the agent isn't specialized towards, it will actually go to a specialized agent and query and then give you that response. And also, if you assume that agents will be a new sort of player in this multiverse game called the internet, I actually predict that a majority of communication will be agent to agent, not even human to agent. And once you sort of ask that,
the dream.
You sort of wonder, what the architecture and like how this will evolve.
Okay, neat. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about these pods that can run even on your own computer, it sounds like.
Yeah, absolutely. So we stand on the shoulders of giants. I didn't start this protocol on my own. I actually forked an existing protocol. This protocol is called the Matrix protocol. Matrix is used by 120 million users. US, French, German governments all use it internally to enable encrypted messaging between users. What we've done is we've forked the protocol and built an on-chain namespace where identity is your wallet and not an email or phone number. Our whole thesis around this is Web 1, the authentication layer, was email. Web 2, the authentication layer, was a phone number. That's how SMS basically proliferated, WhatsApp, Telegram rose. And we believe the next authentication layer is wallets. It has money over IP. You can send value across the internet. It's pseudo-anonymous, so you don't dox your identity. You do dox it with email or phone number. And it's self-sovereign. You own this identity. It is not a phone number or an email attached to a corporation. You own a piece of this identity. And the whole goal basically is can you run, even if like in the scenario where you're using these apps, either Telegram or WhatsApp, you have to sort of ask yourself, do I really own my messages? Can I run my own WhatsApp or Telegram server? In those scenarios, you can't. With us, soon with our protocol, when later in the year when it goes live, every human can basically, without even them knowing that they're running a node, if you download my desktop app, a full Zo node gets downloaded, and you're already sovereign without you even knowing it. We really want to abstract away any technical difficulties to basically embrace sovereignty.
Huh. Okay, cool. So how about some real world examples of how this stuff might work for people?
Absolutely. So one real world example I'll give you is imagine you and I are part of the Mindplex team, and we just onboarded a new teammate. Imagine if you could train an AI agent on all the content Mindplex has regarding its employee policy, the vision, mission statement, and anything it's done. You can now put that agent in a group chat with you and enable collaborative engagement within the GPT. So you can query it, your teammate can query it at the same time. You can basically work together with this agent to enable this sort of multiplayer experience with intelligence. Right now, most agents, if you look at it, are single player. You query GPT, that's it. But what gets really rich and powerful is we can have collaborative intelligence. That's what I sort of call this, where multiple actors can come together and basically augment themselves with an agent helping them out. And I actually want to touch base on this sort of theory I have what's happening right now, and it's that humans are actually going through evolution in real time. If you look at it, Homo sapiens, they outcompeted Neanderthals because we had the neocortex. The neocortex enabled language, which enabled coordination. So I could speak to you, you could speak to me, we could operate as a tribe. And now we're going through and we're evolving into neo-sapiens. We have an exocortex, a mind outside of our mind, and we're using blockchains to enable global trustless coordination. So I actually think we're in the early innings of a new renaissance.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, it does feel like that sometimes. Okay, cool. So anything else you want to talk about while I've got you before we wrap it up? Anything exciting that you've seen recently that excites you? I'm trying to get at the sort of cool random stuff that
Absolutely.
I wouldn't know to ask about.
Yeah, I think one of the most interesting there's two things I actually want to touch base on. These are
Sure.
slightly technical, but I'll really sort of water it down.
We
so
have a
everyone can understand
technical
this.
audience, so you can go
Oh,
for
that's
it
perfect.
there.
I still do want to water it down slightly.
Sure.
The first thing is multi-agent systems. Like I've mentioned, right now, you have this sort of single-player experience. A lot of research paper has gone into evaluations, and it's showing that when you have multiple agents, whether it be different models and different super prompts attached to the model and the agent, you get much higher increases in the valuations you have. And there's a lot of frameworks that are coming out, like Reflection and MetaGPT, that are primitives to enable essentially multi-agent coordination. And what that really boils down to is basically you have a director agent, and you have basically any other agent, whether it be a copywriter, a QA tester, a product manager, and these are all either fine-tuned or super prompted with a specific model. And the director orchestrates a whole AI team to solve or do anything that you'd want. And I think that is going to be opening up a lot of novel sort of interactions that previously we were not even aware of. The second thing that I'm really excited about, that it's a very nascent space still, is the notion of federated learning. So federated learning basically enables you to train models in a federated manner and trade basically data with other peers in the network. And so you have this sort of self-evolving model. There's a very even nicher concept in federated learning called asynchronous continuous federated learning. And what that basically means is, assume Lisa has her AI agent, I have my AI agent, and asynchronously, the model is continuously updated and trained based on all other people using this AI model. And as they basically feed their data to it, all public identifiers are removed, and basically training data is enabled. And I'm quite confident now that this is the only path to AGI, because we've pretty much run out of all training data, and we basically need to keep feeding these AI models novel, better forms of training data. And I think the only way to get that is through basically collaborative aggregation of intelligence and wisdom, and basically updating this model to basically a global model that any human can access.
When you say we've run out of training data, do you mean that you're trying to generate it synthetic training data now?
So right now, in sort of the LLM world, they have run out of like data in terms of novel data, so they are using synthetic data. But the scenario I'm talking about is, as you as a human continually use your AI agent or app or model within whatever consumer-facing interface you do it, it is collecting data and learning, and that knowledge can basically be given to a global model. And basically, as all humans assume, like there's 7 billion humans, they all have their own AI agents, and as they keep using them, and the AI agent basically gets to learn more about you and how the world interacts and how it interacts with the world with you, it learns more. And basically, if you can aggregate all that knowledge and keep doing it in a continuous fashion, you get basically a self-evolving model that is the global consciousness.
All right, great. Well, that's a great, let's end on that exciting note. And thank you again for coming on the show. And we will talk to you soon in the world at large. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you so much. Find me at zo.me, zo.me.
Okay, zo.me if you want to find him directly. And I have a feeling he'll write you back if you if you have an interesting question for him. So
zo.me/Azi, AZI.
Oh, okay, zo.me/AZI. Now wait a minute. So is this is your Zo address?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Zo address that anybody would have if they signed up. Is this a service that anybody can sign up for now?
Absolutely. It's a Web3 link tree. So every user gets their own identity that's chain agnostic. You can aggregate your NFT gallery, all your links. It's an aggregated identity.
Okay, well, I'm so glad. That's like really important information that they can go do this now and get all that. So I'm really glad we had a chance to fit that in. All right, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll see you later. And everybody else, sweet dreams. See you soon.
Take care.